Hello and welcome to another month of the Single Cask Club. Hello to all existing members and hello to our new members as well. My name's Guy and we're here at the Strong Water Co, 78 High Street in Bankery. So this month, a couple of lovely kind of summery drams, something to hopefully match with the weather. So we've got two drams which I think are pretty interesting, it's almost similar kind of flavour profiles at the end is what we're getting to, but they've got there in such completely different manners that I think is very, very interesting. So the first dram that we have this month comes from our pals, the Morrison Distillers, from their Carnmore Strictly Limited range. And this comes from a distillery up in Speyside called Benrinnes. So Benrinnes sits in the shadow of Benrinnes the Hill, that's where it gets its name from. Majority used for blended whiskey, produces a very, very big, malty, heavy style spirit. Six stills run in pairs and then use a worm tub condenser at the end of it. So what that helps does is it rapidly condenses the spirit vapors from the stills and then reduce the copper contact with that as well. So what it is actually the line arm. So you have the still, you can use this. This is the still, and then the line arm that comes off the top. That's essentially what they call the worm, which wiggles down, and then the tub is a big vat of cold water. So it's like a rapid way of condensing spirit, which helps kind of reduce copper contact, which is increased copper contact is where you'd refine your spirit. Reducing it is where you have more kind of heavy, malty, meatier kind of flavors to it there. So this has been aged, well, a few casks in this, 879 bottles, has been aged in a first fill bourbon barrel for 8 years. So distilled 2016, 879 bottles, bottled at 47.5%. And I think this is just a lovely, playful, kind of bright summer dram. On the nose, it's kind of quite red appley. And there's kind of a bit of a strawberry compote element. And then I feel like there's this almost green maple style to it, which is lovely. The palate, I couldn't remember the word. The palate is it's quite rich to start off with. Reminds me of these childhood biscuits that I used to have in France, Long de Chat, cat's tongues. Very vanilla-y, super creamy. A lot of cask influence, so that mouth feels lovely and rich. And then the finish is vanilla-y, kind of there's a sweet oak bite to it, that lovely fresh tannin. It's playful, it's light. It's just a wonderful kind of great summer dram. And it's 47.50 on the shelf, so it's like low 40s to you as well. I think that's just an absolute banger, really. So that's dram number one. So enjoy that, and we'll get to dram number two. So this is something completely new for the Single Cask Club that we've not done before. So first time from everything. From our pals at Little Brown Dog, Scotland's last year were voted Scotland's best independent bottler. And this, some of you may have seen it. Surprise has been ruined. This is their Strathclyde. So Strathclyde's a big distillery down in Glasgow, mainly used for distilling grain neutral spirits, which would be used to make kind of vodkas and gins and things like that. And then single grain lastly has been more of kind of a side of the production that they've got into. We're starting to see a lot more single grains on the market, which I think is very interesting. Generally with single grain produces a very neutral style spirit. It's a high strength alcohol, but very, very neutral, very clean, not a lot of character to it, very unlike the Benrinnes. So to mitigate that, to get around that, it's got to spend a lot of time in wood. So that's where we're seeing things like this, where it's up at 30 years old. This was distilled on the 17th of November 1994, which seems, well, it's a bloody long time ago. It's 30 years ago. And bottled on the 20th of February 2025. So this has been in a refill sherry butt for 30 years. And it's been bottled at a natural cask strength of 43.2%. So that's had a long time to sit in there and have a think about what it wants to do. And I think the end product is super interesting, and yeah, something old and at a wonderful price. The label, Tunnock's Tea Cake, that's what Andrew reckons it's like, and Tunnock's Tea Cake factory is not very far from where the Strathclyde factory is in the middle of Glasgow. So what have we got? 30-year-old single grain. And it's got that, you've got that maltiness straight on the nose, that kind of milk chocolate element, but it's quite light and fragrant. There's a kind of real freshness of spirit, I think, still there. And on the palate. It's like milk chocolate, brandy butter, with a sharpness of quid. It's incredibly drinkable. It's super soft. There's a touch of oak through the back end of it. It's just like oaky marshmallows with honey salted pecans at the end of it. I mean, absolutely wonderful, intensely drinkable, yeah, and very interesting. £76 on the shelf. Take away the 10% off. So yeah, an absolute bargain for something that's old and interesting. I'll have a bit more. So enjoy them, and we shall see you in June. Cheers.